All right, we did a lot. We're now at the vertex. Okay, so now we're going to work this out using order of operations. What's 4 squared? Yeah, that's where you get your 16. What's negative 8 times 4? Negative 32 plus the 12. What's 16 minus 32? Negative 16 plus 12? Negative 4. When x equals 4, what does y equal? Negative 4. So that's going to be our ordered pair for the vertex. That's our vertex right there. So I have 2 parts. I have an axis of symmetry and I have a vertex. Sir?
So is it always going to be where it's positive negative same number, or like or
No.
be like an 8?
This will work out actually twice for us, and then the third time it's not going to work that way. So it just depends.
So we know where it starts, and we know the middle of it, and we don't know if it's that or that.
Okay, good question. Do we know whether it opens upward or downward?
No, we don't.
What's A? What's A?
No, it's positive.
It's positive 1, right? So it opens upward. Positive is upward. All right, so we have 3 things. All right, let's go ahead and start our graph on the right side. So on that right quadrant. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw my x-axis right here, pretty much in the middle of that quadrant. And then I'm going to draw the y-axis, but I'm going to draw it more to the left. So you see how I did the x-axis right here and then the y-axis off to the left? The reason I picked that is because what is the axis of symmetry? 4. Positive 4, right? So here's what I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to draw. That's my axis of symmetry. It's an imaginary line. I don't draw it solid because it's not an actual line on the parabola. It's an imaginary line. Does anyone remember what the axis of symmetry does? Right in half to where if you fold it on that axis of symmetry, you're going to get the same exact image. It's the axis of symmetry. That's what symmetry means. And then I also know the vertex, which is what? So I'm going to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that vertex is always on my axis of symmetry, by the way. I hope you know that. So I'm going to put that point 4, negative 4, just so we know where we got it. That's the vertex. It opens upward, so I know it's going to have some shape. But it could be a skinny upward, or it could be a really wide upward, or something in between. So we're going to go to our third step. I'm going to go back to my work, third step, because that's all I have on the graph. Third step is going to be, the book says find 5 more points. I want you to find 2 more points. And here's what you're going to do. I want you to pick one value greater than 4, one value less than 4. Where did I get that magical number 4? It's the axis of symmetry. So I'm going to pick, I'll give you a hint. I'm going to pick x equals 3. I'm going to start with that one. And then later on I'm going to do x equals 6. Now, the reason I picked 3 and 6, very deliberate. What's our axis of symmetry? 4. 3 is 1 away from 4. And 6 is 2 away from 4. And that means something when I graph it. You'll see here. I'm going to give you 5 points without making you do it 5 times. Okay.
What was the other x equals?
It was x equals 6. So I'm going to work this out twice. And you're like, man, mister, we're doing a lot of steps. Yeah, we're not doing a ton of graphs. You're not going to be doing this 10 times. You're going to maybe do 4, 5, 6 times, depending on my time. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to find if x equals 3, what does y equal? And you're like, how do you figure that out? Put it back into the equation. 3 squared. Please put it like this. I'm doing this for your good. Minus 8 times 3 plus 12. Where did I get this equation from? From the top. Good. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Okay, what's 3 squared? 9. What's negative 8 times 3? Negative 24 plus 12. What's 9 minus 24? Negative 15 plus 12? Negative 3. So when x equals 3, what does y equal? negative 3. That's an ordered pair. I got one of them. I need one more. One more. How am I going to find that one more? I'm going to use x equals 6. I'm going to do the same process, except I'm going to put, instead of 3 for x, 6 for x. What'd you say? Excuse me? Yeah, I'm gonna run into my other quadrants because my work is too big, so that's okay. Yeah. You'll soon learn how to space your work better. And I'm trying to write it big so you guys can see it, and it's not super unclear, but alright, so this is what I have. What's 6 squared? What's negative 8 times 6? Negative 48 plus 12. What's 36 minus 48? Negative 12 plus 12? 0. If x equals 6, what does y equal? 0. Alright, that's my second order pair. That's all I need. Yes, sir? Those two add up to be. Oh, the 3, negative 3? There might be a pattern. I haven't dealt that deeply, but there might be some there. I don't know. That's interesting. Now I have to think about it. But let's keep moving here. Yes, ma'am? You just pick numbers. Now the reason I picked 3 and 6 is because 3 is smaller than 4 and 6 is greater than 4. Just pick numbers greater than or smaller than 4. One less than, one greater than. Yeah, one of each. All right, ready? Let's put those points on the graph. All right, what was that first point? 3, negative 3. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a point there. I'm just labeling it 3, negative 3.
Since it's a butterfly?
Okay, hold on. Yes. I'll let you do it. Just hold on. All right, I got 3, negative 3, and then 6, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I leave it like that, 6, 0. Now, when you're looking at that, you're like, that doesn't look like a parabola. But because you have your axis of symmetry, and because it folds over and makes the same image, John, you see this point is 1 away from the axis of symmetry?
So the other one's 1 away. So
1 away, there's another point right there, right? Shouldn't there be? Because they're symmetrical. 1 point away, 1 point away. And then, John, what about above?
that one's 2 away to the right, so we have to go 2 away to the right.
You see how this is 2 away? So the other point on the opposite side should be 2 away too.
So then 3 and 3. Oh, you're doing that.
Yeah. All right, do you guys see I have 5 points? Do you see that I have 5 points? All right, step 4. Connect the dots.
I love these one. Or still.
I always try to connect the
Crosswords are obviously superior.
No. Oh, shoot.
And then if you want it to be perfect, okay, here's what happens. You know how they wanted you to have 5 points? There's a reason why they wanted 5 points. It makes total sense. If you only got 1 point, you might be able to get the other point there, but you don't have the right shape. You might go too skinny. You might think it's like that, or you might go like that. But now that I have 5 points, I can follow those points to get a little bit better. But what's going to give me more accurate parabola? 10 points. 20 points. 50 points. We don't have that time. We're not doing that. Sorry? It does. Yep. Yes, yep. If you did that, like, remember guys, listen, we picked 3 and we picked 6. If you picked 3 and 5, you would have gotten 2 points that are symmetrical, so you didn't really help. You will have only gotten 2 there. But I picked 3 and I picked 6, and I ended up with 4 points. So based on the points you pick, you can get more points than what you even just put down. I'll explain that again. Watch. Do you see how I picked this point? And I picked that point? You guys see that? So I picked this point and that point. If I pick this point, then I get this point automatically, right? If I pick this point, I get that one automatically. You just have to go. Here's what you do. Here's how you're going to all do it. Pick one. You could do 1 above the axis of symmetry and 2 below. That's all you have to do. Or pick 2 above and 1 below. And you will get 5 points every time. That's a little secret.
So when you like figure out like is there like a rise or a run?
No, the reason because from here to here there's no line. It's a curve. It's like a little bit of a curve. So slope refers to it is up 3 over 1, but that's not the ratio from here to here and here to here and here to the next point. So you can't say it's a slope. But technically, if you got 2 points that are really close together, and this is a fact about infinity, which is very hard to understand. If you get 2 points really close to each other, they get closer to being a line. So these 2 points make a curve. These 2 points make a little bit less of a curve. These 2 points make less of a curve. And the closer you get closer to a line. So technically you're getting there. That's infinity. That's beyond our Algebra 1. Sorry.
This is just based on the average situation, but if they're factors of each other, then you always get like 4 points.
What are factors of each other? What do you mean by that?
Like 2 and 6.
Oh, no. Everyone's going to get you 5 points. We're going to try to get 5 points. Hey, I had a quick question. Yes, Sarah. What are my X-intercepts? And then I'll answer yours.
Okay. 6. Are you talking about?
Yep. X-intercept 6.
3 and 4.
6 is an X-intercept, and 2 is an X-intercept. Do you remember on your homework, guys? Do you remember what you did on your homework last night? You were trying to find the X-intercepts. If you were to solve this original equation, you would have gotten x equals 6. I need to write this here. X equals 6 and x equals 2. You would have gotten those as your solutions. That's putting yesterday's lesson and today's graphing together. Those X-intercepts are important, by the way, because look at here. John, you mentioned this already. If you have this point, if you found one of those X-intercepts, did you find the other one? How do you know you found the other one? Someone help me out. Say it. Yeah, it's 2 away from the axis of symmetry. It's 2 away from the axis of symmetry. Yep. That's how you find those X-intercepts. Okay, let's do it again. One more. I think we have time for one more.
Do you have fractions?
You can. Thankfully, today we won't, because those get a little bit tough. All right, I'm looking on page 252, and it's example number 3. So please look at that equation. Someone read that for me. What is it? Peter?
F of x equals negative 2x squared plus 4x minus 5.
F of x equals negative 2x squared plus 4x minus 5. Okay, that's right at the top. Hopefully all of you can see it. Wait, I don't have y. Oh, yeah. F of x is equal to y. So don't get confused by that. Don't get thrown off. Okay, I'm going to go through this one step at a time. Number 1, what's my first step? Find the axis of symmetry. I'm going to abbreviate here. Axis of symmetry. And who remembers what that little formula is? It's in your notes. Okay, Caroline?
X equals negative b over 2a.
Negative b over 2a. Good. You're just going to have to memorize it. And guys, listen. This is really cool. Later on in the chapter, we're going to come up with what we call the quadratic formula. And when you first see the quadratic formula, you're going to be like, what in the world is this? This is in the quadratic formula. It's in there, and I want to see if anyone can point that out when we get to that point. I'll remind you. And guys, all these little parts that we're getting, one lesson, they seem kind of like fragmented and really random, but they come together in the graph, and they come together when you're solving the equations, which we can't get to today, unfortunately. Okay, what's B? Someone help me out with B. Yes, ma'am?
Just positive.
Okay, B is 4, so we have to get the opposite of 4, which is negative 4. That goes up top. All right, what's A? Close, negative 2. So you do 2 times negative 2. And do you have to be careful with your signs?
Yes.
Yeah, because if you don't, you get the wrong axis of symmetry. Your points look weird. You're getting this very awkward graph. Okay, what's this simplification right here, anybody? It's negative 4, good, over negative 4, which equals a big fat 1. What's my axis of symmetry? X equals 1. X equals 1. That's my axis of symmetry. What is the axis of symmetry again? Parabola? Same image if you fold it on that axis of symmetry. Good. All right, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to find the vertex. The vertex is always what? A point. So it has to have an x and y coordinate. What's the x coordinate?
1.
It's a 1. It comes from that axis of symmetry, right? Okay, how do I find the y coordinate?
Replace the x with 1.
Yes, in the original equation. So I'm gonna put f of x equals negative 2 times 1 squared plus 4 times 1 minus 5. Okay, this is why I want you to write it down the way I'm doing it. It's very easy to get the squaring wrong and the sign wrong right here at the beginning. What do you have to do first according to order of operations? Do you multiply or exponents? Deal with x. So what's 1 squared? 1 times negative 2? Negative 2. I got negative 2 on that one. It's not positive 2. It's negative 2. And it's not 4, which is easily misapplied on this problem. What's 4 times 1?
4.
Positive 4, good. Minus 5. What's negative 2 plus 4? 2 minus 5? Negative 3. If x equals 1, y equals negative 3. I got my vertex. 1, negative 3. Guys good on that? Okay, go ahead and start the sketch of your graph. But before you do that, time out. This graph opens... How do you know it's downward? Negative A. There's a negative A, negative 2. So this is how I'm going to start my graph. I messed this up on the last class. Swivel, I got to admit it. I had the x-axis all right. But I'm going to put it toward the top of that quadrant because it opens downward. I need to have space for it to open up downward. I don't need it to open up upward. And, sorry, where am I at? This is hard to do. I'm like, where's my y? There you are. Okay, so that's my x-axis. And then I'm going to put the y just a little bit to the left, but not too much. And then I don't need it to be super tall. I need it to be more toward the negative side of the y because it's going to open downward. All right, what's the vertex? 1, negative 3. 1, 2, 3. What's the axis of symmetry? X equals 1. It's always going to be through the vertex. If your vertex and your axis of symmetry don't match up, something went wrong. Man, this is... How many of you are kind of following me or really following me? And then how many of you think this is kind of like neat that it works this out this way? There, I see those hands. Okay. I think it's really cool. And it's almost like I can talk for a couple classes and just talk about all the different parts how they combine, but I can't. I can? Right. Okay, there you go. Oh, yeah, where I talk too much. Okay, anyway. I have my axis of symmetry and I have my vertex, but now I need a couple points. So do you guys remember what points I can try to choose here? So this is my third step. Okay, what are your x values? What do you think? It has to be something greater than 1 and less than 1. Because 1 is the axis of symmetry.
0.
X equals 0 is a good one. Go with x equals 0. I like 0. And then 3. Oh, sorry, x equals 3. Now, why did I pick those 2 points? Now, look at it. I look at the axis of symmetry to pick my points. What's the axis of symmetry? X equals 1. 0 is 1 below 1. And 3 is 2 above 1. Those are good points. I could have also picked like negative 1 and 2. But we'll just go with 0 because 0 is nice. Very nice. Ma'am? You mean X?
No, that's fine.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Why would you not choose 2 for the other one? So why should you not choose 0?
So you would pick. So if here's axis symmetry, you would pick 1, and you would pick. You pick 0, and you pick 2, and they're both the same distance. That only gives you 2 points. If you pick 0 and 3, now you have these 2 points, and now I could put 1 here, and I could put 1 over there.
1 and 2?
You could do -1 and 2. Yes, that would have been a good pair. All right, go ahead and solve for y using the formula f of x, or the equation, excuse me. -2 times 0 squared plus 4 times 0 minus 5. Notice you're going to be doing that a few times. You just kind of keep doing it. What's 0 squared?
0.
0 times -2? Ooh, 0. What's 4 times 0?
0.
Nice. What's 0 plus 0 minus 5? -5. What's the ordered pair you get? 0, -5. That's your first order pair. That was nice with the 0. You're welcome. Do you guys like 0?
Yes.
Sorry if you don't. He's really done nothing to you.
We
need a drum set for this, right?
This is getting really crazy.
All right, do it for the 3. Let's distract your mind a little bit from that joke.
That was hilarious.
It was not a joke. It was serious.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what do you do first on this one? I'm going to scoot it over. Yep, you do Pemdas. Pemdas. 3 squared. Oh, see, this is what people did in the other class. They went -2 times 3, -6 squared, 36. Ouch. Okay, 3 squared, 9 times -2. So they got 36, I got -18. It's a little different. And listen, order of operations applies to any one of these problems. All right, 4 times 3. Good, plus 12 minus 5. All right, what's -18 plus 12? -6 minus 5. All right, what's my ordered pair? 3, -11. 3, -11. Okay, I have my 2 points, and I have all I need to graph this parabola. Can you guys do it? Try it out. Hope you guys get it. All right, so my first point is 0, -5. I'm just labeling it for my own good. And I think you should label the points you found mathematically, and then you can mark the other ones just based on symmetry. I like symmetry. It's good. And then where would that other point go? 3, -1. -11. Way down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's 3, -11. Okay. I'm going to extend my axis of symmetry. Sorry. Okay, so I have these points right here. All right, Marissa, this is why I picked these points. You notice how this point is 1 away from the axis of symmetry? How much will it be away from the opposite side? 1 away. So it goes right there. If I picked, by the way, this point is 2, -5. If I would have picked 0 and 2 for my x values, I would have only gotten these 2 points. And then I wouldn't have been able to get the right shape. And then down here, it's 2 away from this point. So where should it be from the opposite side? 2 away. So I'm going to go here.
So couldn't you also do you could do things on the same side and you could do the same thing?
You could do 2 greater than. Yeah. So you could do 1. I want to get the positive negative aspect going to kind of give you symmetry. Oh. So I'm focused here.
Ooh-ah.
Is that a good ooh-ah or? That's my problem. Yes, ma'am.
So the 2 -5 was to make it symmetrical?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put that. If we would have picked 0 and 2, we would have gotten those 2 points, but that might have not been enough.
It looks like a wish stone.
It is. Oh.
Born.
Okay, listen up. Do you guys see this graph right here? There's something to do with the slope, but compare this graph with this graph. Other than one being opening upward, one being opening downward. Do you guys notice anything about the width? The bottom one is skinnier. The top one is wider, right? The way you know that, and this is just info for you, what's A on the first graph? What was A? Positive 1. What's A on the bottom graph? Negative 2. You guys looking at it? So the higher the number gets, the skinnier the parabola gets. Absolute value, technically. So, and you will get fractions. What's my time here? Yes, sir? I should say a higher absolute value, because technically negative 2 is...
So this obviously isn't like the main equation that you gave us for 45.
So this is what you're going to do this lesson. We're going to give you notes, second hour. Keep these. I want you to keep these. These are like, Mr. A, how do I do my homework? Look at the 2 that we did already. Good day. Goodbye.